The goal is for me not to fall. Well, first of all, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
1 week. We've got 1 week. 1 week to deliver something new. 1 week to prove the establishment wrong.
Yes.
And 1 week until we go head to head with Ron DeSantis and make him a one-term governor. And we will make Ron DeSantis a one-term governor and a zero-term president. But before we do that, we've got a primary to win. So let's start there. As you probably heard me say by now, my mom is a retired school teacher, a die-hard Democrat. My dad is a die-hard Republican. So you know, for me, it's nothing new to be debating a Republican man and winning. Sorry about that, Dad. I think he would be okay with that. But what they both taught me through my Jewish faith is what we call tikkun olam, to heal the world. It's why I shunned private practice to become a public defender, to protect our innocent Floridians. It's why I took on the big banks during the foreclosure crisis to protect our homeowners. It's why I have helped our kids in the foster care system. And it's why I have been so hard against Charlie. Because appointing and defending judges that take away black congressional districts, plot to overturn Roe v. Wade, and take money from the NRA is the exact opposite of healing the world.
Yes.
And is the exact opposite of what it means to be a Democrat. Yep. Look, I'm standing here as our only statewide elected Democrat since 2012. Roe has been overturned. Black congressional districts are being eliminated. LGBT kids are being demoralized and demonized. State attorneys are being removed from office. And on top of that, Florida has become unaffordable. Rent, healthcare, insurance, taxes. It's an absolute nightmare. The system isn't broken. It is working exactly how they designed it to work. And it's on Ron DeSantis. And it's on Rick Scott. It's on all Republican governors and lawmakers who built this system. You know, all those mannequins you all saw in my commercials. And that includes Charlie Crist. I am running against all of them. And I don't know if you all saw, which I think you all have, that the University of North Florida released a poll this morning. The first independent poll since the courts overturned Roe v. Wade. And you know what? It shows that we're up. That we are up 4%. And you know why? Women. We're up. Women, let's. We are up by 20% of women. And not just in the primary. We are beating Ron in the general election with women. Thank you, Shelby. And let me tell you this. Women will decide this primary and this general election. And that has Ron DeSantis scared out of his mind. Here's something that you also might not know. Ron has been canceling cabinet meetings for the last 2 years. And then all of a sudden, he decides to have one on August 23rd. What a good date, August 23rd, Election Day. So I'm going to actually be right back up here. and might need to have one of those 850s on that election day. But that is just a short preview of what is actually going to have during this general election. So let's talk about this general election for a second. Let me tell you how we are going to win the general election. Two things. First, freedom. You know, a word that Ron DeSantis likes to use a lot about and say a lot about. A Harvard and Yale graduate actually doesn't understand what the definition of freedom is. To him, freedom means anything and saying anything that will get him onto Fox News. But if you don't look like him, you don't sound like him, you don't act like him, you're totally screwed. Look at what happened today. A young girl, 17 years old, a minor, is being forced to give birth, was denied today a right to have an abortion because the state of Florida believes that she's too immature to make that decision for herself. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any parents to sign off on it. I want you to all think about that for a second. A 17-year-old girl here in the state of Florida who doesn't have parents. She's out here all alone, and now she's forced to have a baby. That's Handmaid's Tale. We are living in a dystopian novel. That is not freedom.
No.
And he's not just coming for the control of women. It's your black congressional districts and black representation. It's in your classrooms. It's our history. It's who we love. It's what we do. It's where we can go. It's suffocating. And it's got to end. The second is affordability. We're going to win this general election because Floridians can't afford to live here in the state anymore. Literally everything is more expensive under Ron DeSantis. Housing, insurance, taxes, our properties. You know, I mentioned this in the debate. I met a woman, Miss Johnson, here in Tallahassee. She had her rent doubled. She literally had to pack up and leave. That's not inflation. That's cruelty and greed. So because Ron won't do it, we are going to do something about it. It's called my Lowering Cost and Raising Standards plan. Now, I'm not going to go over all of it because there's so much that we have to do, but briefly, on housing, because this is critical. On day one, I will be declaring a state of emergency and directing our Attorney General, because we need a new one of those too. And they are going to target predatory landlords who increase rents well beyond the rate of inflation and put an end to this price gouging. Second, I will veto any attempt to raid our Affordable Housing Trust Fund. 28 years of $2.4 billion has been raided. That ends on day one. Third, I'm going to cut our property taxes by expanding our homestead exemption from $50,000 to $100,000, one of the most significant tax cuts in Florida history. Fourth, we will let local governments actually govern. Novel concept. No more of this needless big government preemption. And finally, we're going to fix the property insurance crisis. Dumping all of the risk in citizens is not the answer. We have to be smarter. And Ron, again, may have a degree from Harvard and Yale, but what he is doing is not smart. In fact, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for all of us. We've got plenty of more of all of these policy positions on our website. But here's the thing, and I'm going to close with this because I know that you are all with me on policy. It's the fight that matters. We need a fighter. And we know Charlie is not up for it. We have to be trying something new in this primary and in this general election. Something new for every single mom who can't afford their rent. Something new for every Black entrepreneur who is competing against a rigged system. Something new for our teachers who just want to teach. Something new for our LGBTQ plus Floridians who just want to be themselves. Something new for everybody who has escaped tyranny looking for real freedom. Something new for a teenager who has lost control over her own body. Something new for everyone that Ron DeSantis has silenced, has hurt, who has humiliated. That is what I'm offering, and that is a promise. Now, before I come to hang out, I want to do something. Will every woman in this room please raise their hands? And now, will every supporter of these women please raise their hands? Look around. This is what democracy looks like, and this is what a united front looks like. And this is how we are going to win. My name is Nikki Fried. I'm the only Democrat who has won our state since 2012. You started a little early, okay? It's on cue. And I'm the only Democrat who can beat Ron DeSantis. I'm qualified. I'm ready, and I am willing to fight, and I do not back down. So let's make history together and elect the first female governor of our state. Thank you. Thank you.